Well, we are underway where the Newcastle Eagles win the tip. And Mike Akaro looking to get the Eagles. The Newcastle Eagles, you'll be happy with the Surrey 89ers shooting threes. Doesn't shoot it quite well from back there. One of the worst teams when it comes from beyond the arc. But this is what they do well, is get out in the transition.
Again, Newcastle
Cold from beyond the arc to start this one, Dave.
Yeah, Newcastle putting no pressure on the rim at all. That's 4 jump shots so far. And now they've got a delicate one, Ward Hibbett, and a mismatch. Good defense from Ward Hibbett.
Cam Gooden unable to stroke it from the mid-range as Newcastle look to get into Ward Hibbert. Fades off of Gooden and is clean.
First time they get the ball in the post, they get a high percentage shot.
Locked horns here as Josh Steele able to get to the left hand.
Now Josh Ward Hibbett and Cam Gooden in the post.
Nice ball movement from the Newcastle Eagles as Seneca Knight able to lace them up. Well, you got to think that's going to be the Newcastle Eagles game plan, because with their current lineup with no Pulliam inside as Adelican rolls down the middle.
Yeah, I think I prefer it when he sets people up off the dribble than when he...
Good early signs from Cole Long, and that's good news for the Newcastle Eagles. Early as Seneca Knight was able to get the party started for the Eagles. Sunday in Sheffield got 8 out of his 10 points in the first quarter, and that one just rolls out. But look who it is to clean up the mess. Mr. 28.
Good decision by Josh Ward Hibbett. There wasn't anything there.
Pulliam, and he loses it.
And that time he wasn't aggressive, Drew. That time he looked... That's a great move by James.
Great finish by James. Look to go inside the Hunt, who has the mismatch. Still, extra pass to Ray. Flips it up before the buzzer, and it goes.
That's a great move from a pure scorer. Yeah.
Great, fantastic finish here at the buzzer. To bring the deficit within 2. James looking to get on the board tonight, and does.
That's Christian James's shot. He likes to square you up at the top of the key. And certainly in the first half of games, he's been knocking those shots down with regularity.
And Jalen Ray answers back.
That was poor defense from Josh Ward Hibbett. He knew it. He put his hand up there.
Nice pocket pass there to Adelican. Gets bottled up. James laces it up.
Mismatches all over the court at the moment. Now Cam Gooden back in. He had a very short rest, Cam Gooden.
Adelican. Great skip pass to James as he looks to keep the party going.
And again, half a step slow, and Surrey on knocking down shots. And the killer possessions and the difference in the game of the offensive.
Shot clock down at 5. Pulliam looking to get to his shake and bake. Fakes it to the corner. Nice up and under move. Gooden back over the steal. Tries to drop it down inside. Somehow Gooden picks up the loose change.
Now you got Mervin James with the basketball.
Well, this is one of his favorite spots, that mid-post area. Good move to get Ward Hibbert up in the air, and Mark Studel.
He moves on Newcastle like they're not there.
Well, let's talk about over the course of the season for the Newcastle Eagles, specifically that first quarter. Seeing shades of that today as the SLB leading scorer, Mike Akaro.
Off the foul in the corner there, and Mike Akaro got to the middle and made a nice little 12-foot jump shot.
Mervin James keeps the party going, and he is cooking, Dave. Pushes the Surrey lead up to 9 as Pulliam gets to his midi.
Again, Pulliam being aggressive, which you have to like if you're Newcastle.
Jalen Ray with 7 early points in that first quarter, make it 9.
Surrey on pace for a 55-point half at the moment.
Jalen Ray over to Steele from the left wing, and he buries it.
Again, open 3, and Surrey have got Newcastle in rotation.
Well, Eagles with a fresh set of clock there at 14. Really needing a score here on this possession, and Pulliam answers the bell. Obadimbe doesn't like what he sees. Nice block there from Cole Long, but somehow Jalen Ray comes up with it.
You'll want that one back, Jalen Ray. Cole Long made a great defensive play, but Ray was more alive to it. Pulliam for 3.
And Pulliam as the Newcastle Eagles.
You know, he's shooting 2 a game. He's a good shooter. I think he needs to have more confidence in this league, and you see this, he steps into...
Over to Ray, and he gets to the left hand.
I mean that for what I was talking about Newcastle's defense, that is just tough. The handoff and then the spin and the left-hand hook shot from Ray.
Pulliam continues to cook. 7 consecutive points for the Newcastle Eagles.
Yes, keeping Newcastle in the game at the moment. Switch there for Newcastle.
Still to the right hand, partially blocked there by Seneca, but tries to share the love with Alan Aikens. He's unable to get on the board, but steal by James. Seneca steps back to the deep corner. Mervin James.
That was a good contest eventually for Newcastle. A nice pass by Christian James.
And it's blocked by Mervin James. James, who's had the hot hand here earlier, gets to his spot, rises up, and that's a tough, tough bucket. That's proven all season that they can play and match up with anybody. And Mervin James.
Teo getting the rebound. And Cam Gooden knocking down the three.
And their main man, Mike Okaru, 1 for 5 on the evening. Great pass there to Cole Long.
Yeah, that's a nice ball movement.
Surrey looks to get on the board for the first time here in the second half. Nice skip pass out to Jalen Ray.
It's a fantastic pass by Cam Gooden.
Gooden, nowhere to go. Hands it off to James, who's went cold this second half, steps around, but gets the party back going. Sees the double.
Ball's not moving quickly enough out the double for me there.
Seneca over to Defoe.
That's a tough shot from Darius.
Tough shot. Pulliam over to Long. Great position, unable to finish.
Yeah, you got to finish with his left hand there, he's wide open. Oh dear me, they can't. That's an awful transition defense from Newcastle.
Back inside to Defoe. Over Hunt and count the bucket.
I'd like to see them do that a little bit more if they can and get the ball into Defoe. You know, he still is a guy who can score on the post at the right times. I'm not sure how much contact there was from Hunt there, but
Seneca, Long disconnects as Teo Agadimbe.
Walt Hibbert there with a nice play to get back into play.
James slices, tries to bulldoze his way to the basket, no call.
Oh, and that was good defense by Surrey, get bodies back in the lane. You know, James needed to kick that basketball out.
Teo with an opportunity to add on to this 10-point lead. Ray dumps it off to Adelkin. Great hands. Better defense by Long.
Who's going to step up in his stead?
They lost sight of Mervin James on that inbounds play there. Look to continue rolling. Mervin James again slices, but is cleaned up by Adelkin. They go down to Alan Aikens, who sees the triple team and is stolen by Teo.
Great help by Teo there and by Cam Gooden. But I don't know why Seneca Knight to shoot the ball on the perimeter, you know?
And Teo walks himself. I would like to agree with that. Great dump off pass, and it's blocked by Adelkin. Gooden gets downhill, steps around, back into James, who spins off a Long. Great defense. Newcastle with 2 consecutive stops here in the fourth quarter. That's more like it. Great defense by Surrey, nowhere to go. Blocked by Adelkin.
Again, Alan Aikens just going head down straight into him.
And this time it's Ray that's fouled. And
James is getting a rest now, and Teo's in the game. Alan Aikens was open, but Pulliam didn't see him.
Pulliam dumps it off to Defoe. Steps around, nice finish.
Yeah, you're down 14, you got to change the flow of the game.
Long with 5 on the clock. Steps over.
Accelerate that.
Jalen Ray comes up short. Eagles with an opportunity.
That was a bit of transition for Newcastle.
Seneca Knight.
Now, that might impact your legs later in the game. And if you start missing shots like that, it was a good shot for Jalen Ray. A bit of pressure there. James is back in the game.
Back to Hunt.
Nice
Great
job by Jordan
offense
Hunt.
by Surrey.
There you go.
Extra pass out there to Seneca Knight, who buries it.
And that's maybe it's going to be Seneca Knight. He got that layup. He gets going.
Backdoor to Ray. Teo from the corner, bang.
That's a great bit of play by Jalen Ray.
Long tries to backdoor himself, greatly defended by Steele.
It's a great block by Josh Steele.
Great defense by Surrey. Wood Hibbert runs into trouble and is blocked by Adelican.
Again, great job by Adelican.
Big time shot by Pulliam.
They only got 5 seconds left, Newcastle, so can they find something quick? Look for Alan Aikens on the curl here. Oh no, only three.
They gotta go quick. James, great play. Ray, who's been a tough cover all night, to the veteran Teo. Over to James, sticks it.
That's
Mervin James.
A good challenge by Deshaun Alan Aikens, but it's a great job by Teo.
And it's blocked again by Dame Adelican for his 4th of the night.
That was a big shot by Mervin James. That may be the game shot, actually.
Seneca, Alan Aikens free in the corner, and he answers back. Right behind him with 24. Gets Seneca Knight in a blender and finishes, and potentially gives the Newcastle Eagles the dagger.
I don't think it gives you much chance of winning the game, even if he makes it.
Skipped over to Gooden, extra pass. Teo knifes his way in, extra pass out to James, who has a career high with 29 points.
Yeah, Mervin James is my MVP.
But just a side note here, Teo with a plus 20 on the evening as Seneca Knight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Surrey starters have 26 field goals, Drew. Newcastle starters have 12 of 42. Yeah, I know it's a bench game as well.
Too little, too late, and that will wrap things up in Newcastle as the Surrey 89ers break their 3-game skid.